principles, and we put them into action, and so I could see exactly how they affected my body based on the limitations that I had prior to doing the movement and understanding what the principle was that I was attempting. I served nearly 10 years as a Marine. In the Marine Corps, I was a radio operator. And as a radio operator, you carry a pack on your back. And just as a Marine, you carry a pack on your back. And so we do a lot of humping and hiking. And the pack that I used in the area of service that I served was called the Alice pack, which had a metal frame attached to the back of it that connected to my back and would then limit the range of motion of my hips in order to carry the back. And so now, 20-some years later, my hips and my psoas are very locked in. I don't have a lot of range of motion, and although I'm very athletic and I work out regularly, I have a lot of discomfort in that area, and I just turned 40, and one of my goals is to be able to do the splits again. And so I think Pilates will help me on that journey. Based on the assessment I had today, I realized how much limitations I had in my range of motion because I worked areas that I probably don't ordinarily use or probably would use if they weren't so dormant right now. And so thinking that I'm athletic and healthy and in shape and doing some of these movements quickly reminded me that I have limitations, and so it shows me a lot of areas that I need to work on that you don't ordinarily find when you're doing normal fitness regimens. My experience with Steve is phenomenal. He's very engaging, he's dynamic, has a plethora of knowledge. And he's holistic in that he's not just taking you through a routine, he really wants to understand your body and help repair it.
All right, tell us just about how Joanna came in and like some of her problems she's had.
Mm-hmm. It's great to have Joanne here at Sommet, and we always appreciate to see veterans coming in our studio. And Joanne, she looks very physically fit, and she does a lot of stuff. And I'm glad that she's doing a lot more holistic stuff like yoga, bar, and more movement practice instead of tightening her muscles by doing strength training or heavy lifting. And so it was a great experience just to check her, strengths and limitations. And one thing I noticed, it's her hip is a bit locked in, and when I was doing the leg circles, her hip and her leg are moving together instead of separate. So she needs some help in that area to release that. And I think the great thing about her, she has great self-awareness. She can, as I cue her, she knows how to listen and do whatever I ask her to do, and that's a good trait to have in order to go to your healing path, because a lot of people are disconnected with their bodies, and they don't know one part from the other, and she's already ahead of most. That's based from that, and but she's fantastic. She's like a Maserati, she's fast, and she just have to fine-tune those small muscles that she's not using, and she's gonna go faster. But thanks to Joanna.